Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Monday night video with your friend Gretchen Hidell, full-time astrologer, life coach, Reiki master, and so much more. And I'm here on Monday night on July 26th, 2021. I can't believe July is almost over. And then we're going to be going into August. So welcome everybody who's joining. Go ahead and post below your astrological sign and where you're tuning in from. I love hearing where everybody is calling in from and viewing from, and what your signs are, of course. So yeah, we're going to be going over a lot of stuff. This is another week where there's like something happening, and something happening. So it's like almost every day this week at the end of July 2021, something is going to be happening. So there's a lot going on. So welcome everybody. Courtney, oh yes, Taurus in Vermont. Corbin, Scorpio in Atlanta. Hey Lee, welcome. Let's see, Virgo in Burlington, welcome. And if you're just joining me here live on Instagram or on Facebook, I broadcast every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, so that's live, or if you're watching the pre-recorded version on YouTube. So welcome everybody. Marianne, Aries in Vermont, you look so pretty, she said. Oh, thank you very much. Lisa, welcome. or Teresa, how do I say Lisa? Teresa, welcome. Wendy, hello. Jackie, Libra, Pennsylvania, yay! Welcome, Jackie. On Instagram, Zelda777 said she can't hear me. Oh boy, here we go again. I don't know if anybody else is on to be able to tell me on Instagram if you can hear me or not, or if this is recording. Hopefully it is. I don't know. But welcome everybody who is joining me. Melinda Capricorn in Vermont, welcome. So we have a lot to go over here on the video. Lauren said, Virgo sun, welcome. Oh no, let's see. Treehouse said on Instagram that she can't hear me either, so I'm gonna try hanging up and then rejoining on Instagram and see if that works. So you guys on Facebook, stay tuned. Let's see here if I can. I don't know. Technology. It's not even Mercury retrograde. What the heck? Though tomorrow Mercury is going to be switching into the astrological sign of Leo, so we're gonna have that fun thing. Everybody's commenting on my shirt. This is my I will meet you out at the cabana after we play shuffleboard shirt. This is what I call the shirt. Let's see if I can go live on Instagram here. Jane Moon Wolf, welcome. Hello Instagram, this is Gretchen Hidell, full-time astrologer, life coach, and Reiki master. I'm trying to see if this is recording again. Hopefully, I'm not sure if it's broadcasting, so you guys on Instagram can hopefully hear me and type below if you can hear me or not. So we have a lot going on this week in astrology, starting on July 26th all the way until August 1st. We're already getting into August 1st, which is amazing. Oh no, Treehouse Yoga 21 said, there's still no sound. I don't know what to do here. I apologize, Instagram. There's still no sound. Every once in a while this type of thing happens, so I apologize. You guys might have to check it out on Facebook or on the pre-recorded version on YouTube. So I'm going to have to end the recording on Instagram, but I am sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. The last time I had audio problems like this, I had to actually like delete the app from my phone and restart it again. So I'm just going to give you guys my attention here. So on Facebook. So basically what the deal is, every day we have something. So on Tuesday, well, I'll just jump in. How did you guys do, by the way, last week with that Mercury opposing Pluto? So remember the week before we had Sun opposing Pluto, and then this last week we had Mercury opposing Pluto. Well, Mercury opposing Pluto is powerful, power struggles, but it can also be powerful conversations and powerful communicating. Hey Almir, welcome. Thank you, Maggie. Maggie said my shirt's beautiful. This is the cabana, my shuffleboard shirt. So basically, we had a lot of powerful conversations, and then we had that full moon also. The full moon in Leo and Aquarius, the moon was in Aquarius and the sun was in Leo. And so basically, we had this like sort of power struggle last weekend, Friday, and then on Sunday, just yesterday, at the time of this broadcast, on the 25th, Mercury opposed Pluto. So there was a lot of complexities. There was a lot of like things were ending. There's an ending. There's a wrapping up of cycles. There's a lot of like stuff. I love whoever's hitting the hearts. That's awesome. Welcome. Like and share, like and share, like and share with your friends, because that's what helps the algorithm to push it up to the top. So tomorrow, again, Mercury just opposed Pluto on Sunday, and on Saturday formed a trine with Neptune. So there was a lot of communication stuff going on. And then on Tuesday this week, on the 27th, at 9:12 p.m. Eastern Time, so 6:12 p.m. if you're on the West Coast, Mercury will go into the astrological sign of Leo. Now, Leo is very proud, and we're in Leo season now, okay, officially. In 2021, we're in Leo season, which is awesome. It is a fire sign season. So Leo is all about, being dramatic and being bold and being all this kind of stuff, and having a real flair, if you think of like J-Lo, Whitney Houston, Madonna, all Leos. So when you talk about our planet Mercury moving into Leo, Mercury is how we think and talk and communicate. So our brain function is now going to take on a more Leo or lion-esque, type of thing. So Leos, remember, can be proud. Leos can be boisterous. Leos can be, sort of commanding. Think of the lion, like Lion King, but think of the lion like roar. Leos can roar like a lion. So when Leos get angry or upset or bitter or something, they can like really roar like a lion. So our communication is going to become more dramatic, for sure. We had Mercury in Cancer in this last few weeks, and Cancer is a very different sign, where we were communicating about our feelings and our emotions and feeling sensitive. Now we're getting into more of a now here's the cool thing about Leo. It is loud. It is, Leos can be loud. Leos can be dramatic. Leos can be boisterous. But remember, Leo is the heart chakra. Leo is associated with the heart and the heart chakra and playing like a child. So yeah, it can be loud and it can be a little whatever, but it's also fun loving, So Leo is meant to connect the heart and the throat chakra. Now, this is a pink and green shirt, right, with some white on it, but there's pink and green. Those are the colors of the heart chakra. Pink and green are the colors of the heart chakra. So when you want to connect your heart to how you talk, and you can speak from the heart, that's Leo in Mercury in Leo. And so we're going to have this chance. And again, that's going to start tomorrow night. Mercury moving into the astrological sign of Leo. Leo is a fire sign. It's a fixed fire sign. So, all the fixed signs will be feeling this. Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. So you guys will be feeling this. You guys you're gonna all catch on to this. Now, it's only going to be, Mercury is moving pretty quickly these days. It's getting up and running and doing its thing. Excuse me, I have terrible allergies. I don't know about you guys, but like in Vermont here, we're actually getting the smoke from the forest fires and all the fires out west. Vermont has been very hazy and foggy and kind of whatever, and it's all smoke, and so it's been irritating super. My allergies are like going crazy. I don't know about anybody else, but it's been very hard to like kind of breathe a little bit. I think that's going on almost throughout the whole U.S. It's not just Vermont, but I think that, the jet stream or the air system is basically sucking up the smoke, delivering it across country. So we're in the middle of that. Now, Mercury again is moving very quickly, so it's going to be in Leo for like 2 weeks or so. So on August 11th, it will be moving into Virgo, just to let you know. So we have between July 27th and August 11th, Mercury will be in Leo. So that's wonderful. So then we have another thing that's happening, a big thing. that is happening right now on Wednesday, and that is going to be on July 28th, is Jupiter is going to be moving back, because Jupiter's retrograde. Jupiter retrograde will be moving backwards into the astrological sign of Aquarius. Now, I left the little paper that I wrote everything. I wrote all the dates that Jupiter was doing whatever, and I left it over on the other side of the room. So I'm just going to go with this. So for the next few months, Jupiter is going to be in Aquarius, okay? And if that sounds at all familiar, for most of this year, Jupiter, I keep saying Mercury, Jupiter has been in Aquarius. And for a little while, just like whatever it was, a month or two, Jupiter did go into Pisces, and we got a little preview of what Jupiter in Pisces was actually going to be. Now, if you remember on June 20th, Jupiter went retrograde. Okay, so it's going backwards. So between the very, very beginning of this year in 2020, all the way through until May 13th, Jupiter has been in Aquarius, and then starting May 13th to this Wednesday, it's been in Pisces for a little while. So just so that you know, it always does this. It's kind of complicated, but it always does this when it goes forward and then it goes retrograde, right? So Jupiter mostly is in one whole sign for the whole year, except for like a month or two. When it goes retrograde, it'll start the next cycle. It'll kind of like, we'll get a little preview of the next cycle. So basically, it's one of those things where so whatever happened to you between May 13th and now is kind of like a preview of what Jupiter is going to be like next year, the whole year. So Jupiter is going to be in Pisces next year in 2022. And so we got a little tiny preview of what that will be like with Jupiter and Pisces. I don't know. I feel like it was good. I mean, Jupiter and Pisces is definitely more etheric. It's definitely more... I just had tons of water problems in my house. So Jupiter and Pisces made, personally, my water problems be huge. I mean, I had all that problems. If you guys watch my broadcast regularly, you know, I had no hot water. I had plumbing problems. I had all these things happening with plumbing issues. So leaking roofs. I heard of a lot of people say they had leaking roofs. I heard of people saying they had a flood. I personally had a little flood of my laundry room. I mean, oh my God. So remember, Jupiter is good luck and good fortune and optimism, but it can be too much of a good thing. And sometimes Jupiter, when it gets into a water sign like that, it makes it bigger, right? Whatever Jupiter touches, it makes it bigger. I've said to people, when you're doing medical astrology and you're looking at medical stuff, Jupiter is associated with diabetes, with weight gain and obesity. It's associated with tumors. So anything that's bigger, it makes things bigger. That can be Jupiter problems. So even though it's a good planet and a good thing, it's like an amplifier. It makes it, whatever it is, bigger. So yeah, I mean, it can make your wallet bigger too, you know, and it can make your love life bigger, and you can have tons of options and things like that. Or it can make other things bigger. It just kind of makes whatever is going on even bigger. And apparently it made all my plumbing go crazy. And basically that was how that happened. So you guys will have to let me know how you felt between May 13th and now. Jupiter was in Pisces, and that's the preview of what it's going to be like. So I'm hoping I took care of all the plumbing issues. Praise to my angels, spirit guides, and guardians that all of our plumbing issues are resolved. But now Jupiter is going to be returning to Aquarius. So like I said, between really December and May, okay, of 2021, December 2020 to May 2021, Jupiter was in Aquarius, and basically we are returning to Jupiter in Aquarius just for the final pop quiz. So this is what I call the final pop quiz, and that's basically one of those things where we're getting the last preview of what this is going to be like, and this is usually the result. So with Jupiter and Aquarius, you know, that was associated with humanitarian stuff, but also, excuse me, I was a little worried about that because it's good. Again, it's a good thing, but this also raises a lot of like, could be demonstrating. It's like civil rights and gay rights and environmental rights and all that kind of stuff, which is good. We want that. But it can also kind of turn bigger, right? It can be turned to violence or turned to, because it makes everything kind of larger and enhances it. So basically there's that. So I'm hoping that we get the final pop quiz and we can all kind of figure out, because Jupiter in Aquarius, of course, is a good thing. This is all about rights, civil rights, human rights, planetary rights, animal rights. I mean, all the rights, you know, and it's here to incite us to want to build a better world, to want to have healing and learning and growing in that department. And what do you believe in? And do you like just kind of do the armchair thing or typing on Facebook, or do you actually like do something? Do you do fundraising? Do you allocate your time? Do you do donations? Do you what do you do? Like, what kind of thing do you do? And what kind of causes do you align with and believe in? And so that's what Jupiter and Aquarius is all about. And of course, it depends on a personal level where Aquarius is in your astrological chart in order to know how that will affect you on a personal level. If you are an Aquarius, this is a time for expansion for you. If you're a Leo, this could be expanding, but with growing pains. You know, I mean, Leo is opposing Aquarius, so Leo will expand too as a result of the opposition between Leo and Aquarius, but Leo's expanding is with growing pains because it's opposing. Not a bad thing, you know, of course, but so all the fixed signs will feel this again. So we have the Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, who will be feeling this. And if you are an air sign, you will also feel that too, because now we have Aquarius as air, and goodness, we need to clean up this air. A couple people were saying that the air across the country in Vermont is just horrible right now. Oh no, Wendy Martin said her septic top just fell onto the ground. Somebody else said that their shed roof is leaking, that they see there was a kitchen drain, an old disconnected ice maker. Yeah, all these people are posting about about water issues. Okay. So yeah, so some of this, if you are a Leo, you will definitely be feeling that for sure, but it'll be more growing pains. It'll be just a little bit more uncomfortable. But if you're a fellow air sign, Gemini, Libra, this might be very beneficial for you, and also can be very beneficial for fire signs as well, because air and fire are besties, right? Fire needs air, so those get along really well. If you're a water sign or an earth sign, that might be more challenging for you. I'm a super duper duper fire sign, so when Jupiter was in Pisces, that was burning down my, what do you call it, dousing my fire, really. It was too much water, you know. So that's basically how this works. So you'll have to let me know how you feel. But basically, the Jupiter in Aquarius is going to finish us out for this year until the end of 2021. And so we'll be getting that final pop quiz in Jupiter. And then this is the last time Jupiter will be in Aquarius for 12 years. It takes 12 or 11 years or whatever. So we're going to be at the end of that whole cycle. Now we have another planet on the move. So this week, a lot of planets are on the move. Now, I'm not done talking about Jupiter just yet, because the next day, right after, we were talking about Leos and Aquariuses, so right after, on the next day, on Thursday the 29th, what happens is Mars in Leo is going to form an opposition to Jupiter in Aquarius. So Jupiter just gets into Aquarius, and then boop, Mars in Leo opposes it. So remember what I just said? These two are kind of Leo and Aquarius are kind of having a little rough patch here. And so when they oppose each other, they say it's supposedly not a bad opposition. You know, and Mars is the god of war. Mars can be aggressive. Mars can be kind of angry. Mars can be too much. You know, Mars can be like too pushy, too aggressive, too whatever. And then with Jupiter enhancing that or making that bigger, that can be a problem, obviously. So just like I was saying on Sunday with Mercury forming the opposition to Pluto, and how like people were a little persnickety or getting into arguments or cutting people off, you know, on the road and being kind of jerks last weekend, there's something like that could kind of be similar. I will say this, usually when Mars and if Mars and Jupiter are going to act up in a naughty way, it's usually because somebody goes against somebody else's beliefs. So Jupiter can be our beliefs and like, what do we believe in? And I just said Jupiter's in that humanitarian oriented, okay, Aquarius, and focusing on humanity, focusing on civil rights, focusing on gay rights, focusing on women's rights, all the rights, you know, all the different things. And so if somebody, you know, kind of opposes our beliefs or gets into a little Facebook thing or whatever, or worse yet, calls you a name or is on the street and being a jerk, you know, this is that kind of energy. But I guess if you're gonna try to harness, because, you know, I always tell you guys how to work with these energies. If you try to harness it positively, it is an opposition, and oppositions are just that. They're opposing each other. So that can be contentious. But if we try to get them to work together, Jupiter can give Mars even more Mars energy, even more drive, more ambition, more motivation. So on Thursday, like really Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, could really, really be a little bit more like, we might be a little bit more pep in our step. We might be able to get a lot of things accomplished. We might be able to be very sort of concise and determined with what we're like. We're not going to mess around. We're just going to get all of our to-do list done and everything else. If they're going to work on the same page. But they're hard to work on the same page because they're opposites right now. They're one's in one corner, one's all the way in the other corner. So these two have to, like, we have to kind of pull it in and find some middle ground with Mars and Jupiter to see if we can get them to work together. Speaking of which, so that happens at 11:50 Eastern Time, a.m. In the afternoon, at 4:32 p.m., Mars is going to go into Virgo. So now Mars is going to be switching in the same day as this weird opposition thing. Mars is all of a sudden going to switch stances, which might actually help to unlock us from these two being opposing, because now all of a sudden it's going to be Aquarius and Virgo instead of Aquarius and Leo, if that makes sense. So now we're activating some more different type of energy here. So Mars in Virgo is a very different sign, where Mars in Leo can really be quite, like I just said, Leo's the lion. Mercury went into Leo on Tuesday, and now we have Mars in Leo, and Venus is in Leo too. So, and the sun is in Leo, so everything's in Leo right now. We're in Leo season. And so with Mars being in Leo too, it was adding a lot more, you know, boisterousness, you know, because if you think of Mars, you have to remember how these planets function. They each have like a job, and Mars's job is to be, get it done, get out there, be aggressive, grind, make a difference. Like, it's like, that is your get up and go, got up and went. That is your pep in your step. Does anybody here know their Mars sign, by the way? I'd love to hear about that. I feel so bad we can't be on Instagram tonight, but my thing wasn't working. Hey Hans, how are you? Wendy said, oh, I have tons of products to make, so you're going to be getting down. You're going to be making stuff. Yeah, so welcome everybody who's just joining me. I love the banter. Everybody's talking. Oh no, Glenn said water running through your ceiling lately. There you go. And that's right, you have an Aquarius and Leo living in that one house. Jeannie said, actually a Cancer, but oddly I feel better knowing I'm not the only one having plumbing issues. See, everybody on here is having some plumbing problems. That's kind of funny. It actually makes me feel better too, Jeannie, just to let you know, because I was starting to get a little complex. I'm like, what is happening? Why is every single thing in my house breaking? But yeah, it was just one of those things. Yeah, it's crazy. So I could go on and on, but I won't. Jeannie said, Lauren said Mars and Leo. So you had your Leo return this year, which is fun. Jeannie said Mars and Venus in Gemini. So Leo and Gemini get along pretty well. Lauren said Venus is in Leo too. Monica, Mars, 25 degrees Sagittarius. I love that you know where your Mars is. My Mars is in Capricorn. So if anybody else, Rita, I know Rita's on the program watching. Your Mars is in Cancer. Juliet said her Mars is in Gemini also. So that's interesting. So you're very good, Juliet, at multitasking. Mars in Gemini is very active and very, very good at networking and connecting people and problem solving and all that kind of stuff and doing research. That would be all very good for that. Oh, Wendy, also yours is Mars is named Cancer. So we don't have any Mars and Virgo on here tonight, but Mars and Virgo tends to be very specific, very pinpointed. Now we're getting all the details done. Okay, so I really feel Leo is a much more big picture sign, where Virgo likes all the little details, all the fine print, all the little specifics, all the little things. So Mars in Virgo is very perfectionist oriented and also very health oriented too. So it depends on where Virgo is in your astrological chart in order to know specifically where Mars is going to give you energy, because that's what Mars does. It gives us energy. By the way, secretly, just to let you guys know, Mars is who you're sexually attracted to in your chart. So all of you just said Gemini and Cancer, blah blah. Well, that's who you're sexually attracted to. Just letting you know. That's your. Now, that doesn't mean you should marry one of those people. It just means that you'll be like, ooh la la, like that's like the person that kind of is exciting in a chemistry sort of way. You'd have to have other things in your chart that would bind you and really draw you in to the person and make it much more compatible, just letting you know. Wendy, Virgo is in your 7th house. So you're going to have Mars in the 7th house is going to give you some energy there, a little pep in your step. Like, where's your marriage? 7th house is traditionally called the marriage house, or the long-term domestic partnership, or whatever you want to call it nowadays. Ashley, Virgo. Oh, okay. Leo rising and your Mars in Virgo. Oh, interesting. So I'm a Leo rising too, Ashley, and my Virgo is in my 2nd house of money, honey. So that's going to give you a pep in your step to make some cashola. That's a wonderful thing. Ashley said, oh yeah, all in your 2nd house. Yep, exactly. Wendy, Virgo in your 7th house, and that's the marriage house, right? Lauren said, you don't date Leos. You've dated several Venus or Mars and Leo. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that's so funny. Wendy said you're single and you're married to your business. Yep. Well, you're going to have a little bit more pep in your step, okay, with the marriage, Mars being in the marriage zone. So that can activate things, just letting you know. So I would not turn down a date. Mars, now, like, let's say if you're married and then you have Mars in the 7th house and you're not single, you're in a partnership, you're married, you're in a domestic thing, whatever. Mars in the 7th house can be a little tricky, because Mars can make you fight, right? Like, Mars all of a sudden puts too much drive, too much ambition, too much pushing, aggressive energy. I always say this is the time to go for a walk with your honey, or go on a very vigorous vacation, or, it's not the time to sit secluded in a cabin with no cable, okay, together, because that can be bickering. The key with Mars is to physically move the body and to experience. Now, all of a sudden, with Mars and Virgo, we can really be attracted to woods and nature and trees and rocks and moss and plants and dark forests and all that kind of stuff. That's a very earthy sign, Mars and Virgo. And also it's a very health-oriented thing. So we might end up really, I don't know about you, Ashley, I spend my money on health-oriented things with with Virgo being on my second house of money. I literally spend money on my own healthcare and like just buying a lot of organic produce and different things. So wherever Virgo is in your chart, it's kind of like basically how you can do your health or how you can take care of your body. So we are going to definitely get a lot more Mars action going on with Virgo. This is the time to like start getting into smoothies, or start taking a supplement, or start getting exercise and taking better care of ourselves. This is the time, get a massage or any kind of thing that's going to increase your health or your health care, your well-being on a physical level. That's basically Mars and Virgo, is very health-oriented sign. And again, it's very focused on the details, focused on the little picture. We might just like go crazy cleaning our houses or whatever. So if you have any aspirations in that department to like organize and, I don't know, alphabetize your books or your CDs, or if anybody even has those CDs anymore, now is the time. Tara said she has Mars and Aries in the 10th house. Okay, so that's hashtag you gotta be your own boss. I'll just say that right now. Mars and Aries is in the 10th house is career. That is, you gotta be your own boss, entrepreneur, self-starter. Like, you got to do it your way. Like, you're not very good at taking direction, Miss Tara. Ashley said, yes, holistic healing. That's exactly right. Yeah. So you spent your money on books and healing and medicine too. She said alternative medicine. Yeah. Yeah, that's me too. Mars in Virgo, Virgo in the second house is definitely the thing. Tara said you're working on good. Tara, you're not meant to be an employee. I'm just going to say that. You got to be a 1099. You got to be an entrepreneur. You got to be self-employed, independent contractor, whatever. But you got to do that like a boss. Emily said, "Oh my God." Tara said, "I love being the boss." Yeah, you are literally born to be the boss. Just saying. So there's that. So your Mars sign is how you act, where you put your energy, okay, your self-starting, kind of how you sort of do things and function, and then also, but think action, not really, it's not, your Mars isn't like super thinking. Mars is more like, me do, like it's a little bit more primitive than that. And if you think of primitive, it's also our kind of physicality and our sexual urges. So again, we do tend to be attracted to our Mars people. It's just the thing. For good or for bad. So, if your Mars, let's say, doesn't get along real well with your own sun, you're in your chart, your sun sign, then you might attract the wrong person. You might be sexually attracted to the wrong person. Versus if your Mars gets along with all of your other planets, you would be sexually attracted to someone who also you can talk to and relate to and get along with and have fun with. So some of us folks, and I'll just maybe say me, some of us folks have a Mars sign that's not compatible with the rest of your signs. Then we have what's called like a little bit of a conflicted Mars, and then that chemistry thing, when you're looking, if you're single and you're looking, that chemistry thing can be a little off for you. I'm just telling you, I call it the broken picker syndrome. And then your picker can be a little off when you're trying to pick your future soulmate, partner, life mate, whatever you want to call. When I say marriage anymore, people go, oh no, I don't want to talk about marriage. It's like, I'm like, okay, domestic partnership, like, so they're like, oh yeah, I can talk about that, Diane said, well, that explains it. See, I'm here to solve problems. But that's basically what the deal is. So anyway, so on Saturday, we are now doing the last quarter lunar cycle. J Moon Wolf said, my Mars in Taurus loves Mars in Virgo. Oh, absolutely. Yes. So I should say that before I move on. If you are an Earth sign, so if you are a Taurus or a Capricorn or this Mars in Virgo, sign, the action now is in alignment with who you are as a person. So it's like, yeah, game on, double Earth sign here. Yes, that's great. If you are a mutable sign, so if you are a Virgo, Pisces, or Gemini or Sagittarius, you will feel this as well. It might feel a little wonky in some ways, especially if you're Mars and Pisces. That might be a little wonky for you. Because it'll be your Mars opposition, because they're opposite signs. So that's like kind of a classical Oscar and Felix, like the odd couple, because Mars in Virgo is super organized and wants to make a plan and be structured and have time, and then the other one's like, why would we do that? Like, let's go meditate and like be hippies and hang out on the beach all day, so those two kind of oppose each other. But if you think about it, really think about it, they actually need each other. Okay, one can help the other one. So Oscar and Felix were very good friends, the odd couple. If you were old enough to remember that, if you were old enough to remember that show. All right, so yeah, everybody's saying I have a broken picker too. Yeah, so if it's not in alignment, with that. Then you can pick the wrong person. You can be sexually attracted to the wrong person. You can have a lot of dichotomies like this in your chart. Everybody has them, by the way. Sometimes it's not just like with chemistry and sexual things. Sometimes it's with like coworkers, or sometimes it's with siblings, or sometimes it's with other. There are not all of the areas get along with each other, and then in your life, that's where you have personal little quandary that you have to work out there, a little personal strife or some kind of thing. So I hope that helps. So anyway, so on Saturday, we're going to have the fourth quarter or last quarter lunar cycle. Now, on Saturday, on July 31st, is going to be what I call the second chance full moon. So that's when we're continuing the work from the last full moon that we just had on Friday, and that was in Aquarius. Now we have the next full moon, and Aquarius is a fixed sign, so the next second chance full moon, which is really a quarter, they call it the quarter moon, is how many names can there be, right? And it's technically even a half moon, so it's not even a quarter moon, it's a half moon. Basically what the deal is that's going to be in Taurus, so another fixed sign. So listen up, Jane Moon Wolf, and all of you other Tauruses out there. So the second chance full moon last quarter lunar cycle is going to be on the 31st in Taurus, 8 degrees Taurus. That's going to be the peak, or the height of it is going to come at 9:16 a.m. Eastern time. So 6:16 a.m. if you're out on the West Coast in Cali or Oregon or wherever. And so that's where we're continuing on. We're purging. We're getting rid of something. We're continuing the work. Did anybody else do a wonderful full moon cycle where they let go and they released and they burned their new moon manifestation list and all of that stuff? Letting go, letting go, letting go. So that's basically what we're going to be doing with this Taurus second chance full moon. That's why I call it second chance full moon, because it's kind of similar vibe, only this time what we're doing is we're saying, okay, full moon is if you go back to the metaphor or the analogy of a farmer, the full moon is when you harvest, right? So you got the full harvest, the tomatoes and the cucumbers and all the stuff, and you pulled it off. Now it's time to clear the field. So if you're a farmer on Saturday, you would clear the field. You got to prep the field, because in another week, then we have the new moon, and you're going to plant the new seeds on the new moon. So we're still letting go of something. There's dead tree branches. There's, dead, like the debris from the plants. We got to get rid of Okay. Somebody said, oh, Melinda said, I charged my crystals. Yay! On the full moon. Yes, I did a lot of ritual on this particular full moon. I charged my crystals and I did a lot of like energy clearing and energy work because again, now what do you want to get rid of? And this is the time. So on Saturday, we're going to have the last quarter lunar cycle. Now what do you want to get rid of? And I'll tell you specifically, if we're specifically talking about Taurus, it's something earthy, okay? And it could be your finances. It could be money, finances, debt, something that you need to clear up in your monetary department. Taurus is a sign that's associated with like more material things, but also food and clothing. So you might want to clear out your closet, clear out your pantry, get rid of some stuff, okay? And that's the second chance full moon. Now, again, if you forgot to burn or destroy your new moon manifestation list, you already like left the bubble, put a little note on your calendar or on your phone that go ahead and burn the list on this Saturday, and it's a time for ritual. And specifically, you might want to do a little thing around, you want to release your debt. I want to release debt, any kind of thing like where I want to release clutter. So especially with Taurus's material items, food and clothing, Taurus is ruled by Venus, so might even be old artwork or something you want to kind of dispose of or get rid of. Now is the time to release those things and let those things go. Because the farmer has to clear out all the old stuff, the debris, the branches, and all the different things in order to we're going to clear the field. The field has to be nice and clear so that we can plant those new moon manifestation seeds. So that's the time is on Saturday to do that. Now, last but not least, on Sunday, and this is going to be on August 1st. I had to flip my calendar there. Wendy said, time to clean the garage, stack the wood. Weeds are out of control. Veggie garden, that's not happening. Yeah, I mean, this is for sure the time. Ashley said she's a Taurus sun. Oh, her partner is a Taurus sun and Aquarius rising. Yep. So that's interesting. That's going to be kind of a similar vibe, I guess, sort of to what's happening now. So on Sunday, on August 1st, we have two big things happening on Sunday as far as planetary alignments. And it seems like I keep saying this. And really, I can't just talk about Sunday without talking about next Monday. So August 1st, August 2nd. Happy August, by the way, to everybody. It's so crazy that this is happening already. I feel like it just started. I feel like 2021 just started. The sun is going to form a conjunction with Mercury. Now, this is good news, and this is actually called, in astrology, a new Mercury. So you know how there's like a new moon? This is like a new Mercury. Basically what the deal is every time Mercury goes retrograde, it either goes in front of or behind the sun, okay? So it's either here or here or here or here. It travels very close to the sun. So wherever the sun is, Mercury is, okay? So up until recently, during the last Mercury retrograde, it fell behind the sun. And all this time, it's kind of trying to catch up. On Sunday the 1st, it's catching up. And then on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and here on out, it's going to be in front of the sun. So Mercury being behind the sun means that Mercury's kind of like a little bit more weakened. If Mercury is in front of the sun, it's really strong, it's really aggressive, it's more quick thinking, it's like maximum peak Mercury, so on the day that it forms a conjunction with the sun, we call it a new Mercury, because if you think about the sun and the moon, when it's a new moon, they're together, right? So this is going to happen in the astrological sign of Leo. Okay, like I just said, Mercury's this Tuesday going into Leo. So this is going to form the astrological thing on Leo. So somebody just said, oh no, I'm not sure, and a crying face. This is not a crying moment. This is a positive thing. So I'm not sure why she's saying that. But anyway, so the Sun and Mercury are going to be together, new Mercury, on Sunday. And so that can be a whole new communication thing. Mercury is going to start to get really speedy and zippy, and it's going to be flying forward. And so that's all good. It's very, very good if you have to give a speech, if you're a songwriter, if you're any kind of a writer, a poet or a journalist or a teacher, any kind of thing. And especially being in Leo, like now is the time to really Leo is audacious, it's like, it's out there. It can be very, just kind of like showy and flashy and wonderful. So I happen to think this is a great thing. It's just going to be zippy. The problem is, and there is a problem, and I'm sorry. So it's like, why do I always have these, like, it's like, this is wonderful, but this is the other thing that's happening on the same day. On the same day, Mercury is going to form a opposition with Saturn, and the next day the Sun is going to form an opposition with Saturn, because remember, Mercury and the Sun are together. So now they're both going to be opposed by Saturn. So just where I just said that would be wonderful and fun, and we can talk and we can laugh and we can be out there and we can be audacious and feeling our feelings and getting our point across, Saturn's blocking us. So Saturn's in Aquarius right now, and here we're back to this Leo Aquarius kind of coming in. So if you have Leo or Aquarius in your chart, you're at ground zero of this thing. But we can all feel this little struggle. I kind of talked about last week about how Leo and Aquarius are very different in the fact that Leo wants to feel special. Leo wants to feel the chosen one. Leo wants to feel like royalty and elite and all of that fun stuff, nepotism and all that kind of stuff where it's like royalty and everything else. Where Aquarius wants everybody's equal. Everybody's on equal playing level. You're not special. You're not any more special than anyone else. This is just how it is, right? So Aquarius tends to be a little less like this. So this is where we can get into some power struggles, some ego struggles, struggles with that kind of thing. And of course they're both a little right. There are people in your life that are special. There are people who, that you love everybody, but you might just love, like you might be in love with your husband or in love with your wife. You chose that one. That was special. You don't want to marry every single person, right? And then, but it's true. I'm not any better than you or anybody else. So Aquarius see how they're both a little right? So if we could just get them on the same page and not have this big struggle, that's kind of where this is coming in. So we've been feeling this the last 2 weeks or so. We've been talking about that struggle between the Leo and Aquarius and this who's special and who isn't special and who's elite and who isn't elite and all that kind of stuff. It's sort of interesting. So you guys might be feeling or experiencing some of that. Usually it's going to come down to some ego struggles. Also, too, when you think about who people, Aquarius definitely is associated with friendship. So there could be trouble in the friendship department for sure, But yeah, so we got to remember that Saturn and Aquarius wants no part of the special talk. Like everybody's the same, And that's kind of Saturn and Aquarius. And so Saturn's going to block those two. That might be uncomfortable. I'm just saying that might be really uncomfortable for people just because there might be some authoritative thing that says, well, it's not this way, it's this way, and that kind of stuff. So it can get into some power struggles, we'll just say. And that's going to be on Sunday and Monday, the peak of it's Sunday and Monday. So Mercury will oppose Saturn on Sunday night at 5:50 p.m. Eastern time, and then overnight on Sunday, like Monday really, at 2:14 a.m. That's when they so it's like kind of like how what's the deal now. A lot of people are talking about marriages between Leo and Aquarius, and I'll just say this: if you're married to one of your opposites, So it depends. Obviously, you'll have to know who your opposite sign is. If anybody wants to know who their opposite sign is because they don't know, just ask me on the comment section and I can tell you. But Leo and Aquarius are opposites. So here's the guideline between opposites. Opposite signs of the opposite sex are said to get along the best because it's like yin and yang, like fitting together. Opposite signs of the same sex, it's unless if the person is there's a very yin yang energy, like meaning one is more archetypally feminine and one is more archetypally masculine, that can work. So otherwise they're not opposite enough. So if it's a lesbian relationship, a gay relationship, or sibling relationship, I was just talking to somebody the other night about this, where their sibling, same sex sibling, is their opposite, and the person was telling me, we're like oil and water, why do we always fight, and blah blah blah. And I was like, what's your sign, what's their sign? I'm like, well, you're opposites. And the person's like, no, we're really opposites. And I was like, yeah, you're really opposites. It was like we were saying the same thing, and then the person was like, oh, like we're literally opposite. I'm like, yeah, you're literally opposites in the zodiac. So everybody's asking. So for the Sagittariuses out there, Sagittarius and Gemini are opposites. Okay. Marianne asked about Aries. Aries and Libra are opposites. Kate, Scorpio. Taurus and Scorpio are opposites. You guys are answering each other. That's awesome. Yes, Ashley, Scorpio and Taurus are opposites. Cancer and Capricorn are opposites. Yes. Everybody's, we have a lot of Sagittariuses on here, and Sagittarius and Gemini. Actually, Brad Pitt is a Sagittarius, and Angelina Jolie is a Gemini. Now, here's the thing, okay, with the opposites. Again, yin and yang. If you have two people who are archetypally masculine, feminine, okay, and you're opposite sex, or whatever, same sex, but archetypally opposites, you can get along with your opposite. Here's the problem. Often we end up in our opposite relationship, and it's like, you have to be like me, you have to be like me, you have to be like me, no, you have to be like me, and that's not the point of opposites. The opposite is supposed to, yes, you're on the same continuum. You're on the same, like, just like I said about the Virgo and the Pisces, they're opposite, right? One's Oscar, one's Felix. I can never remember which is which, but one's like the clean, neat freak, and the other one's the messy slob one, right? I mean, they're opposites, but they each could learn something from each other. Virgo has to learn to chill out, okay? Chill out, rest. It doesn't always have to be perfect. Just chill out. Pisces needs to get your stuff together. Get it together, Pisces. You know what I mean? Like, so these two can help each other. But they're not supposed to become each other. That's the thing. It actually helps them to kind of both meet a little in the middle, right? That would be ideal. So opposite signs of the opposite sex, if you're in that type of a dynamic, or, like I said, archetypally masculine, feminine, same sex but archetypally, the thing that holds you together, the glue, is sex. And I keep talking about sex in this podcast, so bear with me. But that's the physical. So let's say your best, your friend is opposite sign or something. The sex isn't going to be there because it's platonic, right? It's a platonic relationship. So that's not going to gel as well. So you can see there's a lot of married couples on here that have been talking like, I'm married to a Leo, I'm married to an Aquarius, we're married, That's because they're getting together and they're that's the way that the best kind of case scenario of two opposites coming together. They accept each other. They will change each other, but it'll be slow, and they'll kind of slowly come into the middle as long as they don't demand from each other that they exactly become each other, because that wasn't the purpose of them getting together. That you're there to meld with your opposite, and you do you, boo, and I do me, boo, and we'll come in the middle. and then maybe we'll make love, and then that's it, you know. And that's how, so I always tell my opposite partnerships or couples, don't ever let the sex die. Always keep that going and keep foster and nurture that part of your relationship, because that is the glue that holds you together. Okay, so it's kind of, you know, it's nice. It's one of those things. So Lauren said, "What about sloppy Virgos?" Oh, there are. Trust me, there are. I'm just talking about, you know, the sort of stereotype. Ashley, let's see. Oh, Capricorn is married to a Pisces. Yeah, but you're not opposites though. Capricorn and Pisces is not opposite. But yeah, if you're married to your opposite, or if you're drawn to your opposite, you're dating your opposite, that's basically what the deal is. And there has to be a lot of leeway and give and take. Hey, I always say, one of you may love to take out the trash, and the other person may hate to take out the trash. That's beautiful. That's like a teamwork or partnership that can come together. But Aquarius can be sometimes a little cool, a little aloof, and Leo wants all that like adoration and love and praise, and you can't even tell me enough times how wonderful I am. And Aquarius is like, I mean, you're wonderful, but everybody's wonderful, you know? And so these two can kind of have a little, you know, thing. So you have to kind of give to each other a little bit, you know, and be able, you know, maybe one night the Aquarius just, you know, I don't know, pampers and adores their Leo, and then their Leo, I don't know, volunteers and, I don't know, does some kind of humanitarian work with the Aquarius. That would work. See? And each person would get their needs met, and they'd be able to come together, because Aquarians often, not always, but often want to change the world. So maybe you could volunteer at a homeless shelter or something like that, and then the two of you would have you meet in the middle. As long as you told the Leo how lovely they looked and wonderful, and oh, you're doing such a great job, baby, you know. Leo needs that praise and that adoration. They could work together. But if Aquarius starts going, well, you're not special, you're just like everyone else, ooh, there's going to be a problem. Okay, there's going to be a problem between those two. So I hope that helps. So I am open to taking questions. So we have a lot of astrological. It's another one of those weeks where everything kind of is something happening almost every single day. I will tell you, next week is going to be a little more quiet. Okay, so looking forward to next week. In the first week of August is going to be a little bit more quiet than this last week. It seems like every month so far we've had, like, the last week of the month has been like a crazy week, and the last week of July is also going to be. There's going to be a lot of planets shifting, and when that happens, that means an area of life for us is shifting. So I know, you know, my favorite saying, as above, so below. Okay, as above, so below. When the planet shifts, an area of life shifts, okay, and then there's a new focus in your life. And so when a lot of planets shift all at one time, like we're having, we have 3 planets shifting. We have Mercury going into Leo, Jupiter going into Aquarius, Mars going into Virgo. 3 areas of life now are shifting this week. That's basically what I'm saying. So we have to we have to make sure that we're ready for all that. Oh no. Oh no, Ashley. So Ashley said one of her friends passed away. I'm smelling hardcore cigarette smoke right now. That's usually my stepfather, Ashley. That's interesting. Unless if he smoked. But I'm smelling hardcore cigarette smoke. So that could be any kind of smoking, and I'm just going to say that. It can be pipe, it can be cigar, it can be cigarette. I am smelling cigarette smoke. Could be marijuana smoke, but there's some kind of a smoky feel that I'm smelling right now with him, Ashley. So I just wanted to let you know. And it was I haven't smelled that smell in a while, so it just took me by surprise. So that's usually my stepfather. My stepfather sometimes comes into readings. Oh, Ashley. So I won't say too much because it's a public broadcast and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but my stepfather did pass away of addiction. Okay. That's why. That's why. Had cigarette addiction, but many other addictions. We'll just say that. Okay. So that's why I'm smelling this, Ashley. So, okay. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm sorry. So here's the thing, and I've said this before on broadcast. It's a little too soon to contact him because he is on the other side. Obviously it came through right away. Gosh, I'm smelling this very strongly. I haven't smelled this quite this intensely. But I will just say this. Basically, it's one of those things, like, it's making me look around like, is there something on fire? But hopefully not saying prayer to the angels. But literally, when somebody passes away, when they go over to the other side, again, they go into this phase, a cocooning phase or some kind of phase. So I also, I tell people it's a little soon to contact him. Obviously, he came through, and I want you to know that he came through very strongly. So that means that he is just trying to let you know that, hi, I'm here, I'm safe, and everything's cool. But it's, I try not to kind of disturb. But I do want to we will talk. Yes, Diane, I know there's wildfires, but I have all of my air conditioner units on. So it's cigarette smoke. It's not that kind of smoke, but I do appreciate it. We did talk about that earlier in the broadcast. But this is smoke for my stepfather, and my stepfather passed away from addiction, and that's why he came through to tell me, okay, about this. So that was the symbol for you, Ashley, just to let you know. Okay, so what does Ashley need to know about her friend? And if anybody else has any questions, I'm not going to take too many, but if anybody else had a question, I will pull a card. But what does Ashley need to know about the friend that passed away unexpectedly? Got the card of inspiration, Ashley. Inspiration. I do feel that this person, even though they had struggles and they had addiction, I feel very much that this person was a very creative person. I feel like they had a lot of gifts and a lot of talent and a lot of, I kind of almost feel sad that they're gone, because they had so much talent that it's almost like unrealized potential or unrealized talent. But whatever it is that you are inspired to do, because I feel like there's something that you guys are going to do to honor this person. There's I can't tell if it's like a celebration of life or almost like if this person was a musician, like you would be throwing a concert for everybody or something. I almost feel like there's a something that you guys are inspired to do that he would have liked. Okay, so it's almost like if he was a painter, you would have a thing in an art gallery or something. I almost feel like there's some sort of thing that you guys are inspired to do that's his, pertaining to his life. Not just a regular old funeral, but it feels like there's some kind of an event or some sort of thing that you guys are thinking about doing. And I think that would be wonderful. And I feel that he loves that. I feel like he knows that you guys are planning this thing, and I don't know exactly what it is, but it feels like it's something that's going to perpetuate or continue on what he was doing. So I hope that helps. But you guys are divinely being inspired because he's kind of talking to you through his angels and spirit guides, and you're getting the idea oh, let's do this, let's have this celebration of life or some kind of a thing like that. So so I hope that helps. So yeah, it's Almir. Oh gosh, I love that. I've never heard that. So Almir posted, and I feel like this is the thing. In Southern Europe, we believe people should wait 40 days before making contact in order to let the soul settle and adjust. Exactly. Sylvia Brown, I think I talked about this on my last broadcast too, but Sylvia Brown, she didn't give a period of time, but it's considered to be they have to be able to kind of settle in and connect and, I don't know, be cocooning like in God's love or angel's love, and, you know, kind of just get adjusted and settled. So I don't, I try not to ask too many questions of the the recent deceased, because of that reason. I like to respect that and give them that time. Plus, I will say this, it's never a really clear connection for me. So every once in a while, I'll get one that's like crystal clear, comes through and it's like boom. But most of the time it's just like if you were driving through the mountains on a cell phone and it's like, like it's like a connection that's very wonky. Like it doesn't connect. The connection is always a little bit weird. So I give them that time to rest. But I do like this, what this thing is that you guys are inspired to do. For him, this celebration of life thing, whatever this is, pertaining to his art or his creativity or his cause or whatever that thing was that he did, I feel like that's what you should be doing. I hope that helps. I'm really sorry though, that's awful, really, really awful. Everybody's saying, Ashley said yes, he was brilliant. I hope that helps. Right. Yes. Oh, he's with you. Of course he's with you. He's with every, you know, all of his loved ones for sure. He is absolutely with you. So I hope that helps. Yeah, sending you a hug from myself. I feel like there's been a lot of things like that. I talked about this on the last broadcast with the Pluto stuff and the full moon. Ooh, it's like a lot of times of crossing over or babies being born. So when the portal opens, souls leave and then souls come. Okay, and so when portals open, that's a time I've been seeing a lot of my Facebook friends talking about like their pets dying unexpectedly. I've seen a lot of my Facebook friends talking about like all kinds of things like this. So unexpected passing aways and things. So Pluto and full moon, that can unfortunately be a time of that. So I hope that helps. Okay, so let me see here. Yeah, I love that Almir that you posted that. That's an awesome thing. Joanne said, I had a strange dream about Austin on Thursday. You felt a lot of emotions, wondering if he was trying to reach you. Let me look at that. You're welcome. I hope that helped, Ashley. Okay, so Joanne, about Austin, what does she need to know? About her son. It's interesting, you're getting the card of prosperity. I don't know if that had anything to do with your dream. It honestly felt like a stress dream to me. Like, as I'm feeling like an increased heart rate, I'm feeling like a little sweaty, I'm feeling like it's just kind of like a problem-solving dream. I call those anxiety dreams or stress dreams, where like you're trying to solve a problem, and it feels like that. And I feel like he was there, but how do I say this? It wasn't that he wasn't there, but it wasn't a true visitation dream where he was like 100% there giving you this and this. Like I almost feel like he was there sort of watching all of it, but like I don't know that he really talked too much during the dream. It was almost like he was present, but not. Like, I don't know how to describe that, but it's like he was like standing on the outside looking in. But I feel like in this dream you kept trying to solve a problem like all night long. You were trying to work on this thing, and like I almost feel like you might have even like partially woke up and then you went back to sleep, and it was like you're still working on this problem that in this dream. It felt like I call those stress dreams because they're stressful. I mean, like, it's just, I don't know, it's kind of weird. You are getting the card of prosperity, so it could have had something to do with money or monetary or car or some kind of thing like that. But yeah, it just feels like it was more of a... Joanne said, I felt that, but was struggling with parts exactly how it happened, nailed it. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so he didn't really... It wasn't like he was trying to, like, sort of tell you something. It was more like he was there support, like, his presence there was meant to help just be like, it's going to be okay. But I feel like he really didn't say very much, or if anything at all. And he was just kind of there. But this wasn't really a dream about him and like him trying to send a message and all this kind of stuff. It was more like he was there to just kind of show you like things will be okay. Yeah, I hate those dreams. Like, they're just, ugh. And then you wake up and you feel like you were not. I always feel like our soul kind of can go out and travel sometimes, and I feel exhausted sometimes after those types of dreams where you're just like out, you're just like working and working, and then you woke up and you're like, oh my god, now I gotta actually go to work, you know. And it's like you're kind of traveling, your soul is traveling. So I hope that helps. But yeah, so exactly, Joanne said he said nothing. Perception and another total issue. Right, yeah, like that's basically, yeah, exactly. He was just there to actually offer, like he was there supporting you from the spirit world, but he, you know, because he knew that you were doing that. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I feel like they will do that. It's wonderful to know that they're there with us. So yeah, so I hope that helps. And you know, spirit visitation dreams are really powerful. Really, really powerful. So, I was just gonna, okay, one more, Emily. I'll do one more question for Emily, and then I'm gonna pull a card for what we need to know about the week. So Emily said, feeling anxious about going out to work after months of working from home. Ugh, a lot of people are doing that now. I can feel you. Woo, you were really anxious. Like a big, like I feel very tight in my chest, and I feel like my heart's racing kind of, like now my cards are flying all over the place. Emily, you're glitching me out, girl. I'm not going to pick up my cards right now. I already pulled a card. It was journaling about your feelings. Just so you know, I feel you're safe. I feel you're safe, but you're glitching me out, girl. I'm just saying that. It's okay. I'm feeling my heart's like, ugh. And I felt tight. My chest is tight, and like that butterfly feeling. Yeah, you're anxious big time, I would say. So the angels are saying, and your spirit guides are saying, that journaling would be a good thing for you to do. To write it out, okay, and all that type of stuff. I kind of promised my mom I was going to talk about this, but I'll tell you what I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to give a global message. Consistently writing about your feelings and activities stirs creative ideas and builds your confidence as a writer. So journaling, I really feel would be great for you, Emily, and just kind of getting it all out and writing it all down and all that good stuff. Hey, Andrea! Late to the party. Happy Monday, Aries. Yay! Yeah, so one more global message, and then I'm going to go. So the global message is, because a lot of people are going back to work, a lot of people are going back to school, a lot of people are doing different things, and so, you know, there's the whole vaccine, not vaccine, blah, blah, blah. So I have personally gotten the vaccine, and I feel that this is important. I hate even saying this, but we have a third square between Saturn and Uranus coming, and I'm going to be talking about that in future videos in the winter. So I will just say this, that I want everybody still to be careful. Now, I have been posting some pictures recently of spending some time with vaccinated friends, okay? And I'm vaccinated and outdoor, 100% outdoor, and that kind of thing. I'm trying to do that before, we get another huge, because I do feel that that's coming in the fall and winter. So I would just say this. The biggest thing with all of this, and I'm not saying not get vaccinated. What I'm saying is, you got to handle things on a two, like when you talk about holistic medicine, mind, body, spirit, you don't just do one over the other. You got to do mind, body, and spirit. So, mind, what we're thinking, body, okay, get vaccinated, spirit, okay? Be good with what you're doing. So, for instance, if your house was on fire, you wouldn't just go into the backyard and meditate and be like, why is my house on fire? You would call 911 and get the fire put out. So that's what I always tell people. So with this COVID thing, I am vaccinated, but also I've just basically felt that I got to get right mentally before I go out and not be afraid, and not have that fear, and to have faith in my body and my immune system, to have faith in the vaccine, to have faith in that kind of stuff. Okay, that's the mind. Okay, that then I can mind, body, and spirit. And then spirit, I'm not going to be stressed. God, Buddha, the angels, the universe take care of me. Okay, because I'm doing all of those things. I'm not sacrificing one over the other. I'm not like, oh, I'm just going to pray and meditate, and even though the house is burning down, I'm not going to do that, right? Like, that to me is silly. So I always tell people, if you're sick, you got to get medicine, but you also got to figure out spiritually and holistically kind of what's going on in your life, and sort of look at all of it combined, and vice versa. If you can't just do one and not the other. I feel like mind, body, spirit is all of that, and that's what holistic medicine is. Andrea said, yes, put out that fire. Exactly. So point being, for example, I had this, Andrea actually knows the story, but I had told her a while ago, but like I was, this was in the beginning kind of more of COVID, and I was wearing a mask. There was no vaccine yet. And I was going shopping, and there was just this big thing. Like, I was all prepared. I'm going to go shopping, and I'm going to do my thing. And then there was this big thing on the news, and it scared me. I got scared. I really did get scared. And I just was like, oh, I got to go shopping, and now I'm freaking out. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to go shopping while I'm freaking out, because that's the wrong energy to go shopping in. Like, I need to have confidence. I need to be safe. I need to be sound. I need to be good. And then I'm going to go shopping. So that's kind of, see how you kind of, you got to work with your mind. You got to work with your spirit, as well as I wore a mask. I did everything. I was washing my hands, but I didn't want to be afraid. I feel like fear kind of pulls, what you don't want to you, like fear is a negative faith. Do you have more faith in fear, or do you have more faith in love or God? Okay, so that's what I would say about that. So have faith, and also do the physical stuff too that keeps you safe, and then also pray and meditate and have that positive faith in yourself and your immune system. Tell your body, okay, we gotta work on that. Okay, and then that's the thing. We don't want to pull in anything because we're afraid, because that can. Whenever I get fear energy, because I'm a human being, I get fear. I get all the negative emotions that anybody else can get at. I work with that, and I go, okay, snap to it. What's going on here? And then kind of get back into alignment again. It's constant. This being spiritually woke or spiritually conscious doesn't mean you have everything figured out. It means that on a daily basis, you're managing this stuff, and it's okay. Nobody has perfection. So I hope that helps everybody. I love that you guys stayed till the end. It was a longer, my mom just signed off. She said she had to go to bed. It was a longer thing, but basically we have 3 planets on the move, and then we have the last quarter and lunar cycle, and then we have a little bit of a wonky energy at the beginning of next week. So I'm going to ask the angels, spirit guides, guardians, what do we need to know about the energy? Emily, I hope that helped you for going back to work. Go back to work. You'll be okay. Go back to work. Mind, body, spirit. Go back to work. And you'll be okay. Okay? All right. What do we all need to know? This week from our angels. Oh, how, just so appropriate. Angel therapy. Literally. Literally, the angels are with us. Literally. Angel Raphael. So if you think of the most healing angel, that's great. Give your cares and your worries to us angels, and allow us to take on your burdens. There's a saying, let go and let God, or let go and let your angels do the work, or the universe. So there's a point in our spirit has to trust and let go. But we want to do mind, body, spirit, and help us. Basically, with any of our life's problems, if you let go and you let the angels do their work, you'll be in a better situation. I really do feel that they work so hard for us. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for contacting me. Send text if you guys want to have a personalized astrological session. You can send a DM. It takes me a little longer to get to that, or a personalized text if you want to have a astrological reading. And take good care of each other, love each other, and know that we are all on this big, round, beautiful earth together. Okay, everybody, take care. Lots of love. Good night.